Hello and welcome to Straight Talk. I'm Ayşe Süberkaş. European countries want to diversify their transport routes, especially after the war in Ukraine and the conflicts in the Middle East upended global trade. The Via Carpathia Highway Project is part of that effort. It's a road corridor connecting the Baltic Sea with the Aegean and Black Seas. But the latest proposal by the European Parliament seeks to extend the connection to Turkiye in order to reach the Gulf and Caspian Sea. The new Via Carpathia section is expected to link Lithuania to Istanbul. The highway will also join with the Middle Corridor transport route, stretching to Beijing on one path and to the energy-rich Gulf through Iraq. Turkiye's Minister of Transport and Infrastructure, Abdulkadir Uraloglu, announced that the country is ready to collaborate on the Via Carpathia project. Uraloglu added that the highway will allow Middle Eastern trade routes to connect all of Europe through Turkiye. And for more on the Via Carpathia project, joining me now from Sofia is Spasimir Domaratski. He is a senior analyst at the Institute of Central Europe and a professor at the University of Warsaw. And from Ankara, Giray Sadık, a professor at Ankara Yıldırım Bayezid University and director of the European Studies Research Center. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program. So, Spasimir, talk to us about the importance of this highway project. I mean, what's at stake for all the parties that want to be part of it?
Well, if we look at the map of the European Union, and in particular its transportation map, the map of the main European Union roads, we will realize that there is a missing road, a gap that has never been actually challenged over the last 35 years. And this is something that already for almost 20 years, the Polish authorities were thinking about moving forward. It is a road that is supposed to connect and will connect the Baltic and the Black Sea and the Mediterranean. So it is a road that, in a sense, will seal the European Union's infrastructural framework.
So, yeah, it seems like a decades-old project. Why do you think European countries stepped up their efforts to upgrade and diversify their transport routes?
I think that timing is as important as the road itself, especially after Russia-Ukraine war. That diversification has become ever more important. Adding to that, after October 7th, the Gaza war and the Red Sea maritime route under threat and practically unusable, that pushes Europe and other partners essential for Europe, such as Turkey and Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan, to search for alternatives and contribute to European diversification. So I think those are not just searches out of interest, but
yes,
at the same time out of strategic necessity for Europe and the partners.
So, Spasimir, where does Turkey stand amid this project? I mean, are you optimistic that the European Parliament would approve Ankara's inclusion into this project?
We need to remember that Via Carpathia was thought and as a part, it later on was included in the so-called Three Seas initiative that consists of only European Union member states, actually all the way from Latvia and Estonia down to Greece. Greece joined only last year in 2023. But the whole idea its essence is connectivity, and in that sense, the participation of Turkey is a natural process that needs to take place because we already have portions of Corridor 4 from Sofia to Istanbul. So having in mind that Sofia is going to be this also part where Via Carpathia should go on the south-north axis, it is a natural element that Turkey will participate also in this corridor.
So, Giray, how would Ankara's inclusion contribute to the efficiency of the middle corridor, which connects Europe with the Asia-Pacific? I mean, what kind of opportunities does this project offer for Turkey?
For Turkey's geopolitical position is further enhanced by this project, and I agree with my colleague that Turkey is essential and a key partner in this project in terms of land route, but also maritime route via the Black Sea and Turkish Straits. Therefore, this will further enhance the position of Turkey as a connectivity hub, in addition to being essential for European energy and food security.
So, Spasimir, another benefit would be giving Europe a direct link to the Gulf. How would that impact Europe if Turkey was a major, of course, part of this connecting the continent with the Gulf through Iraq? Because we also know that there's a development road project ongoing between Turkey and Iraq.
Well, for sure, if every single truck driver knows how difficult it is today to travel between Turkey and Europe, mainly because we have unfinished infrastructural projects, we have a narrow, let's say, these bottlenecks, infrastructural bottlenecks, and in that sense, the establishment of this project, its completion, will provide a completely new framework for connectivity. It will be a very smooth channel for communication for goods and services, and swift exchange of which will boost the economy of all the countries on the road. So in that sense, it is absolutely important, having in mind the development of global economy, that this part of Europe starts to resemble the dense network that we know from Western Europe in terms of connectivity.
So, why are these projects being launched simultaneously? I mean, is there a common trend in the world when it comes to transportation, or when it comes to building new transport routes?
It is indeed a common trend, and broadly speaking, a search for connectivity. Connectivity has become the new gold rush, especially after Russia-Ukraine war, and that further enhanced after Gaza and after Red Sea route become unusable. And when it comes to economic gains part, I agree with my colleague, it's a win-win situation. It's clearly an important diversification for EU member states, but also for partner states on the road, such as Turkey, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and others. It becomes a road of development, and with the Gulf, as you asked, having that connection, we can talk about actually a system of connectivity or systems of connectivity that benefit the ones who contribute to them.
So, Spasimir, the Via Carpathia Highway Project seems to be the continuation of the Three Seas initiative launched by countries bordering the Baltic, Adriatic, and the Black Sea. So, does it also aim at excluding Russia from traditional energy, transportation, and telecommunication lines?
That's absolutely not the point. The whole idea started not as a consequence of any rivalry with Russia, but as I mentioned, as a need to supplement the European transportation network through new channels. We need to be aware that the neighboring countries in Central and Eastern Europe are also the main trade partners for each other. So therefore, the lack of swift transportation impairs the economic development. And this is a need that is Russian neutral, in the sense that let's say, if one day we hope these relations will return to normality, Russia will with no difficulty join this project and become part, especially that we have also spots where these two roads, the east-west roads from Russia and north-south, will be crossing each other. So it is a naturally a further facilitation for economy, and it has nothing to do with geopolitical clashes.
So, what's your take on this? I mean, are these projects aimed at rendering a rival project or rival projects by Russia, India, and Iran irrelevant for international trade, or are they complementary to one another?
Well, when we look to the background, we can see that those did not emerge in one day or not in last 2 years, certainly. At the very least, we can trace that to end of Cold War and 1990s and so on, trace back. So those have been on the table, and those infrastructure projects take a long haul, so it's a long-term investment. The recent geopolitical shifts and wars only accelerated this trend and make it more immediate to address. So in a sense, it's diversification, but in a sense also, as my colleague alluded, it can be an opportunity, a bridge to peace, to cooperate, and as another win-win of having complementary routes for different commodities, like different horses for different courses, type of approach. So it need not to be viewed in a zero-sum sense. There could be some ways of meaningful complementarity in between.
All right, gentlemen, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining me on Straight Talk.